watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Hello, and welcome to GHS-TV's award-winning talk show, Crosstalk. I'm your host, Shiloh Sanders. Each week, we discuss topics important to our diverse community. This week, we are focused on the history, culture, and educational values of historically Black colleges and universities, also known as HBCUs. They were established before the Civil Rights Act in 1964. Most HBCUs are concentrated in the South, just like Rust College, here in Holly Springs, Mississippi. Today, I had the privilege to talk to the president, Dr. Michael Harp of Rust College University. Thank you for joining me, Dr. Harp. So can you tell me about your role here at Rust College?
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity to come and interview me. I've only been here 9 days in the great Holly Springs, Mississippi at Rust College, but I've enjoyed my time here. My job responsibility is Vice President for Student Engagement. And what that means is that anything relevant to the student experience I'm responsible for, including athletics, and now the buildings, facilities, the grounds, mailroom, all those various entities on the college campus I'm responsible for. But it's been a great challenge, it's been a great experience. As I told you before, I'm new to Mississippi. I've never been to Mississippi. I haven't been past Nashville. So this is a great experience for me, but everybody's been so kind and amenable to me. So it's been a great experience, and I'm glad to be here, and I plan to be here for a little while.
So why did you choose to work at Rust College?
Well, Dr. Dixon, Robert Dixon, who's our interim president at the time who I'm representing in with this interview today, we worked together at Cheney University in Pennsylvania, Cheney, Pennsylvania. And we worked side by side, and he's just a very wise man, very intelligent man, and I just sit like at the learning tree and just listen to him and talk to him all the time. And when I looked up, I thought he had retired. And I was going on my professional pursuits, and one day I saw that his name was being mentioned as president of Rust College. So we always talked on the phone, but I just called him. I said, Dr. Dixon, are my eyes deceiving me? Are you going to be president of Rust College? He says, yeah, Michael, I just don't know when to go home. And so he says, well, I have something, an opportunity I might want to bring you down. Would you be interested? And I said, certainly, any opportunity to work with you, I would definitely take advantage of, because he's a very a man who's been in a lot of different areas, various universities across the country, well respected in his profession. He has a doctorate in nuclear physics. So it tells you what kind of man he is and kind of intelligence he has. But more so than that, he's all about being a teacher, and that's what he's always done. He always will do as part of his mantra of grooming other people to be in positions of leadership. So I said, certainly I'll be with him, and that's why I came down to Holly Springs, Mississippi, to be a part of his administration, to work with his team, which we have a fantastic team of individuals who are working to really move this university forward to the next 10, 15, 20 years.
So Rust College was originally founded in 1866, but the original name was Shaw University. Can you tell me about the history of this name and why did it have a name change?
Well, from my understanding of Shaw, the original naming of Rust College as we know it now, it started off as Shaw University as a naming by virtue of Reverend S.O. Shaw, who gave us a benefactor to the institution. And that was in 1866. But there is also a Shaw University in Raleigh, North Carolina. So they didn't want to misconstrue both as Shaw University, so they changed it to Rust University, which was in reference to Reverend Richard Rust, who was one of the secretaries for the Freedmen's Aid Bureau, Freedmen's Aid Society. And they, in turn, changed it to Rust College, which we know now from 1915. So it went through a couple of name changes, but we are where we are right now, and we're going to move forward accordingly.
So your mission is to equip students for their success and to help communities. How have you guys been able to uphold this mission for over 100 years?
This university has been here over 155 years, okay? So the name itself, Rust College, is synonymous with young people who are coming here with a vision. And the vision is to be better for their communities, better for their families, and to benefit the world. And so what we like to see happen with our young people when they come to institutions like this, they may not have all the nuances of finances that will be able to supply the things that they really want. But what they understand is that they finally find out who they are as an individual. And once they find out who they are, if given the right opportunity and exposure, our students will succeed.
So HBCUs, they put a strong emphasis on making sure that Black students get a proper education. Does Rust College exclude any other students from any other race?
Absolutely not. That's the misnomer. It's always been applicable to HBCUs because of the moniker of historically Black colleges and universities. This institution was founded for the enslaved people who were coming out of the time of enslavement, to give them a quality education so they can benefit the economy of this country. Okay, so as we move forward, these institutions have evolved now. So if you submit an application and you meet our selection criteria, admissions criteria, we will admit you to the institution. We have students from 36 different countries across the world. We have students from Canada. We have students from Israel, Africa. So in essence, that's just a misnomer. That's certainly not true regarding our institutions of higher learning. We are open to any and all people who have a yearning and a desire to get a college degree.
So what are some majors offered here at Rust College?
Well, we have 5 different divisions that we have at the institution. We have over almost 30 different degree programs. One in particular, a couple I want to mention to you right off the bat. We have a program that we just created under the leadership again of our president, Dr. Robert Dixon. It's the drone program. We're working with farmers to help them understand the intricate mechanics of how to utilize using drones to help with the irrigation of their farms. So farming now is more technical than anything now, and so we're really trying to look at ways in which they can save money at the same time, be able to utilize technology to move their whatever they're doing, move it forward in regards to their farming and their industry and their business. Another one we have is our film program we just introduced last week, and we're going to have Hollywood producers, Hollywood actors coming through Holly Springs who will be coming to Rust College to create films, and we include our students. Matter of fact, we're going to create a program. One movie is going to be coming out I think next year that will include our students on our choir, which is world-renowned a cappella choir, and they will be part of the film. So again, we're looking at ways in which we can really advance our students' understanding of academia and as it meshes with the world of work and or entrepreneurship. And that's what we want to see happen.
So Rust College have many notable alumni, and one of them is Ida B. Wells. What is the university doing to honor her legacy?
Well, Ida B. Wells is synonymous with Rust College, and she's an abolitionist who really fought for the civil rights for all people in this country. One of the things that I know that we have here, we do have a foundation that we give scholarships to young people who are coming into the campus community who show a propensity to be scholars in their particular fields of study. One of the things that I want to implement for the new year is for our entering freshmen, we're going to include a pilgrimage to the Ida B. Wells Museum, which is right up the street from the campus. And I just found out about it the other day, so I'm looking forward to going in there as well to see the various artifacts that are left for Ida B. Wells and her family, and to get our students to understand and appreciate the history associated with her and Rust College. And so that's something we're going to constantly try to implement and infuse into our young people each and every day, because she set the standard for our young people to be able to get education as we see today in this era. So that's something we'll do initially. We'll make sure that this is part of their orientation to the campus community, and we can continue that type of presentation of Ida B. Wells to the campus and to the community at large.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Hart, for having a wonderful conversation with me today.
Oh, it's been my pleasure, and thank you so much.
If you would like to learn more about Rust College, or you may know someone who wants to apply, visit their website at rustcollege.edu. We have to take a short break, but when we get back to the studio, we will talk to a president of a local HBCU in Memphis, Tennessee.
Cut to One, and Q Talent.
The GHS Fine Arts Department is composed of 6 different disciplines, including instrumental music, which is both band and the strings or orchestra.
My belief is that band is the life of the school. If the band's not fun, the school's not fun.
There's choral music with a variety of different levels for our students, from women's choir, an a cappella group.
So choir is an excellent opportunity for you to engage in the music making process and to create relationships and bonds with your fellow classmates.
We have our theater program, which includes acting and tech theater.
It'll teach you how to be a better communicator, it'll teach you how to work with people better, and it'll teach you how to get outside your comfort zone.
We have GHS-TV and the intro classes that go into GHS-TV.
You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Welcome to GHS Insider, the show that's all about the G.
So GHS-TV tries to model a real working station.
And we have a visual arts program that goes up into AP courses and also includes IB level.
I think the arts are really important because they provide students with that safe space where they can express themselves, they can be who they really want to be.
The specificity of what is taught and required to be learned here in this department is so particular that they're going away with abilities and skills that other schools aren't teaching.
For more information about the Kappa program, visit ghskappa.com or call 755-7775. You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Welcome back to Crosstalk. Here in Tennessee, there are 7 HBCUs. One of them is LeMoyne-Owens College, located here in Memphis, Tennessee. It first opened its doors in 1862 and was originally named LeMoyne Normal and Commercial School. Joining me to discuss its place in Memphis history and the future of the school is Vice President of Student Affairs, Dr. Tyra Dawn Ross. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me, and just if you would allow me to say, it's been a pleasure just learning more about you all and what you're doing here.
Thank you.
Kudos to the work that you're doing.
Thank you so much. So like Rust College, which we just heard from, LeMoyne-Owens also went through a name change. Can you give us a brief history about that?
Yes, so the name change, of course, was allowing LeMoyne and Owens to come together. And so that name change, while we, of course, identified as just LeMoyne-Owens, it was more so the, I guess, kind of the result of allowing students to have better opportunities. Of course, when LeMoyne-Owens College came to be, it was at a landscape of space where civil rights was a big deal, and of course the advancement of Black Americans, particularly in the Memphis area, was at the forefront. So the merge allowed better resources to be brought to the school, a better utilization of the opportunities that those students had, and of course we see it today as a pillar of what our future holds.
So you mentioned something about civil rights. LeMoyne-Owens is a survivor of many things, including race, riots, and even Jim Crow laws. Why do you think this school was able to stand for so long through so many horrible things?
I believe it's the perseverance. Our students from back then as well as now, they are ones that are very goal oriented, but also want to be pillars for their community. And so the school has survived based off of the people that have not only wanted to make sure that things were better for themselves, but also better for their community. And so when you have institutions such as LeMoyne-Owens College, where you have a collective space where individuals are going to the institution, making better for themselves, that impact also makes a greater impact when it can also be done for the community. So I do believe it's the perseverance of the individuals who attended the school and those who supported the school. That's the reason that it's been able to last so long.
So I want to move on to the school's place in Memphis civil rights history. So is it true that some of your students were involved in the desegregating of the public libraries here in Memphis?
They were. I believe in the work that college students do, and of course LeMoyne-Owens College is no exception to that rule. As you've seen in American history, our college students are the ones who have been the forefront of the civil rights movement, and our students at LeMoyne-Owens College were definitely that here in Memphis. If you ever look back at some of the newspaper clippings and even some old just articles that you find in your history books, you will find it is laced with our LeMoyne-Owens College students being the forefront of change here in the Memphis area, and of course being change agents beyond the Memphis community. So again, our LOC students are definitely one that not only persevere, but also are change agents.
So last year, WKNO honored you guys with a documentary to honor your 160th anniversary. What did it mean to the school to be honored in such a beautiful way?
LeMoyne-Owens College, magic happens here.
Some say that LeMoyne-Owens College is Memphis's best kept secret, a hidden treasure buried away at 807 Walker Avenue. Today seems like any other day at LOC's cozy 15-acre campus, but amongst the youthful bustle of the student body lie markers displaying the school's true age.
Oh my gosh, it was an amazing feeling watching the documentary because it was the perfect blend of our history and our future, where we're going, and for our students to be able to see on the screen all of the impact that those who came before them have made on the college, but also for the Memphis community, was absolutely amazing. We're just so glad that LOC was honored, and of course that tribute was done beautifully and it was well documented, and I even learned a lot from the documentary, and so I know that those who viewed it were able to see LOC in its glory.
What is the financial aid situation for those who need help paying for their college education?
Yes, so for students who are looking to attend LOC, we always, of course, encourage them to start with the FAFSA. I'm sure you are very familiar with the FAFSA, but the FAFSA allows us to know kind of where you stand financially and what assistance you can receive from the federal government, but it also helps us to know what money you can receive from the state. We use those FAFSA indications also to be able to see what scholarship opportunities are there for you. We always encourage students who are interested to apply at loc.edu, and from there we will be able to see where you stand in terms of scholarship opportunities.
So for those students who want to go to an HBCU, what is a word of advice that you would give to them?
I would give my word of advice for a student who wants to attend an HBCU is to remember your purpose. And I know you asked for a word, but I hope that statement allows. Remember your purpose. You are becoming a legacy that, of course, not only your family will be proud of, but that you will be proud of. And once you attend an HBCU, once you have experienced that the culture that HBCUs have, you then are going to be what we like to call a product of our work. And so definitely always remember that you are there for a purpose, and that your purpose is going to be impactful beyond your time at LOC or any HBCU.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ross, for joining me today and having a wonderful conversation.
I appreciate you. Thank you for the opportunity.
If you or a loved one is interested in attending LeMoyne-Owens College or simply want to know more, you can visit them or apply at loc.edu. Up next, we'll talk with an alumna of Tennessee HBCU about her experience.
You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
I'm your moderator, Brandon Sewell, coming to you live from the campus of Germantown High School.
So GHS-TV tries to model a real working station.
I really thought it was cool when I first started studio and all the opportunities that it was able to provide for me.
That would be 36 out of 36. It's a rigorous class that demands a lot from students.
At times you are going to be thrown into the fire to where you're just going to have to figure it out yourself.
Which is really great because then we gain more knowledge. Our teachers will give us how to start, but then we're left to make up the whole entire process.
It just seems to me it's not enough space in the beginning. If it's not, let's figure out what we can do.
They can be a producer, they can be a director, they can work graphics and learn audio, they can go out and shoot field reports.
Akila, back to you.
And it's a challenge to throw them into the environment and say, here's a camera, go out and record this interview and some B-roll. But those are the challenges that grow students to do bigger projects.
Welcome to Red Devil Newsbeat.
In GHS-TV, we have a variety of shows. We have Crosstalk.
Hello and welcome to a new season of GHS-TV's award-winning talk show, Crosstalk.
We have Insider, which is all about Germantown.
Welcome to GHS Insider, the show that's all about the G.
Cut to one and Q Talent.
Wake up, Germantown. It's Wednesday, April 5th. I'm Colin Ewing.
Some things that I've learned from this class is that how to work as a team.
We learn how to communicate better with people.
Something I'll take with me from in the future is their slogan, check, double check, and check again.
There's so many different things you can do here. I would say take risks. Push yourself further than you think you can go, and we will help guide you there.
Go Red Devils!
For more information about the Kappa program, visit ghskappa.com or call 755-7775. You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Welcome back to Crosstalk. I'm Shiloh Sanders. This week, we are exploring HBCUs in the Mid-South. We heard about two different HBCU schools, but what about the experience from attending an HBCU? Well, our guest, Victoria Porter Bennett, is here speaking about her experience with us today. Thank you so much for joining me today.
And thank you for having me.
So, can you tell me, why did you choose to go to a HBCU, and did you look at any PWIs?
Well, first of all, I did not look at any PWIs. Let me say that. The reason I chose to attend an HBCU is for inclusion. Feeling like I was a part of something where the people actually looked like me. That was important to me. And the other thing is really that HBCU pride.
So what stood out to you about Jackson State University and said, I want to go to that school?
I'm going to be honest with you, it was the sonic boom of the South. I am an alumni of the sonic boom of the South as well. And just that experience alone made me decide that's where I'm going to school. The band director actually came to recruit me. So that was very exciting to me as well. I first heard the sonic boom of the South when I was in high school. And that precision, their marching style, the swing and sway, the dancing, that alone made me make that decision, and I'm excited that I did.
So what are some of the benefits for a Black student going to a HBCU opposed to a PWI?
I would say support. You receive support from the instructors. You have that more one-on-one experience with your instructors when you do attend an HBCU, and that's an important factor. I would also have to say with that, the benefit of going to something historical. Because thinking about the fact that an HBCU was established based on history. And that was very exciting to me as well, and I think that's a benefit for everyone.
So can you talk about the education that you received at JSU, and was it what you thought it would be?
Absolutely, absolutely. I feel like education at an HBCU is unmeasurable. I feel like it can take you a long way. I feel like at HBCUs you receive that that support that you need, and that can actually take you a long way as well.
So did you learn more about Black history at JSU, or did you learn more when you were in high school at a public education?
I feel like I learned more when I was actually at Jackson State University. There are classes that you attend that kind of go into a little bit more of the history side of it. And so I felt like at Jackson State University or attending an HBCU actually focuses more on Black history.
So what is the student life like at JSU? Can you give us a little bit about your experience being a student there?
Well, being a student at JSU was exciting, first and foremost. And even though I say it's exciting, it's also focused on your education. You have the instructors that are not really putting you in the class and say sink or swim. They're focused on making sure that you complete your education. So this is an exciting experience because attending university at an HBCU, you actually get the experience of going to Greek shows, being on the yard, seeing the sonic boom of the South, seeing sports games that are a part of the SWAC. So all of those things are exciting as well.
Can you tell me about some of the unique traditions that JSU has?
Well, some of the unique traditions, I would say homecoming. Unique tradition. You're talking about alumni from everywhere. They come back for homecoming. That support from the alumni is actually unmeasurable as well. I would say the sonic boom of the South. That's something else. The Battle of the Bands that we attend as well, participating in the Battle of the Bands as well.
So do you think you would have gotten the same college experience if you would have went to a PWI?
I don't think so, because the thing is, in HBCUs, the classrooms are smaller. So therefore, they have some of that one-on-one attention that you may not necessarily receive at a PWI. I would also say they don't have the sonic boom of the South either. So to me, that was important. But I definitely don't think that you would receive that same attention. And the instructors may not be as focused. You can actually schedule one-on-one time with your instructors, which is very important to the student's body as well.
So were there any other schools that you were thinking about, or did you say Jackson State is where I'm going, like this is it?
Jackson State is where I was going. There was no doubt about it. There were no other thoughts, not even for another HBCU. I absolutely knew that this is the school where I was going to attend.
So outside of course, the sonic boom, what were some personal connections that you made to JSU?
Personal connections really would be friendships. Those bonds that you establish while you're at that university. You're talking about, I have friends that 35 years ago, those are still my friends. These are people that I still have connections with, people that I still have those bonds with, and things that will go a long way. I can call some of those same individuals for that support. And not only that, my band directors. My band directors were also there for me, and they were there for all of the students. Because the one thing that I can say, even though Jackson State has hundreds of band members, those band instructors knew you by name. So it was a personalization that was very impactful as well.
Well, thank you so much, Ms. Victoria, for telling us about your wonderful experience at JSU.
Thank you for having me.
If you would like to learn more about Jackson State, then you can visit them at jsums.edu. I would like to say a special thank you to all of our guests for taking time out of the day to come here and discuss schools with us. For more information on our programming, you can check us out on the web at GHS-TV.org, where we are streaming live 24 hours a day. You can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram. I'm Shala Sanders, and from all of us at GHS-TV, thank you for watching Crosstalk, and I hope to see you again.